Recently on the channel, we have just hit 1,000 subscribers, and I wanted to take a minute to thank all of you. All of you who've watched these videos, who've liked them, who've commented down below, who've subscribed. I appreciate all of you, and I'm thankful to have you watching. That's really what makes the whole knife collecting and the knife community enjoyable, is different people sharing the knives they like and enjoy and telling how they use them and what they prefer and so on. And that discussion really means a lot. So I wanted to thank you all. Now, in this video, I'm going to show some of my favorite knives. Now, my favorite knives, as I'm sure is true with a lot of you all, seems to constantly be in a state of flux. Depending on what I'm doing, where I'm going, and what was the most recent knife I restored or the most recent tool that I found. A lot of times dictates which one is my favorite. But as of today, these are probably some of my favorite tools. So we're going to go through these one by one and just spend a minute looking at each of these. We'll begin with a case knife. This is one of Case's classic yellow trappers. And these are just such a classic. They're just amazing knives. When you take into the fact the wonderful carbon steel blades that they have, you can see this one has a great patina. I've used this to put potatoes in the ground for a few years now. The blade selection between the clip blade and the spay blade. I love the yellow Delrin. Just the look of it, the way it feels, the durability of it. It's so classic. It's just excellent. This was the third or fourth case knife that I ever got. Got this off of eBay. It was new without a box. And it has a little divot in the case shield, if you notice. Right about there. See that little divot? So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, this to me is a classic. And that is one of my favorite knives out of all of them that I own for sure. This next knife is one of them that I have really enjoyed. I got this one at a pawn shop. This is a little case, 6233. Just a little pen knife, real small little knife, smaller than a peanut. I found this at a pawn shop and I looked at it for a while and I just liked it. It's got these brown Delrin handles. Has the as ground blades. It's hard to see this one right here, but it's a 1991. One of the neat things about this is the snap it has. This was back when the 33 pattern just had one back spring. And it's just got excellent snap. And it's just a really nice little knife. When I got this, I named it Jimmy Brown. And that will always be one of my favorite knives. We'll look at one more case knife before we look at one of the other tools here. This right here is a little Case Senator. This is the 01 pattern from Case. This one's a real mother of pearl knife. I still have the little black box it come in. It's like a velvet or a jewelry box. And the pearl on this is just beautiful. This is around a 1980 if I remember right. I think it was exactly 1980. I'd have to look on it here. But it's just a beautiful little pen knife here. Here you can see the tang stamp if you want to date it. It had never been used. I've used it to open a peppermint or two, but that's about it. I joke and say that it's my peppermint knife. It's a beautiful knife, that's for sure. Don't see many of these anymore. Such a small little knife, but that mother of pearl on there is beautiful. And this was in the era when Case wasn't using pins to hold the pearl on. And so you get a full piece of pearl without a shield and without pins interrupting it. Next, we're going to look at a multi-tool. This is the Leatherman Wave. This was the first full-size Leatherman I ever bought. Got this at a pawn shop. It's got the outside accessible tools, your main blade, which is a straight edge, your serrated blade, which is really good at hard use tasks. Got your saw blade and your file. All that stuff's outside accessible. Then on the inside you have your classic pliers and your wire cutters, bit driver, can opener, scissors, micro driver, and then you've got your little pry bar. The Wave is Leatherman's most popular multi-tool, and that makes good sense. It's a great tool. I enjoy that one. Although it has been updated since that one. Now it's called the Wave Plus. We'll go ahead and look at another Leatherman. This is also one that's been one of my favorites, the Super Tool. This is so simple that it's genius. You know, first off, I think it's easy to use because it's so slender in the handles. To me, it's easier to use one of these Leatherman that has a slender handle rather than this style of handle. This shape is easier for me to use personally if I'm doing something with the pliers. But you can notice how much larger the Super Tool is than the Wave. But the Wave being outside accessible tools like the serrated blade there, the Super Tool is not like that. Everything on the Super Tool is what they call their box design, where that all the tools are on the inside, so you have to open the pliers to get them out. There is benefits and downsides to that. I like it, because I'm normally carrying another knife on me. You got your knife blade, your awl, your medium flat blade, your large flat blade, and your saw. And then on the other side here, you've got your serrated blade, your bottle/can opener, your Phillips driver, a little small flathead driver, and your saw. Now, one of the things that makes this Super Tool really neat is the locking mechanism. They did it so simply, and this just goes to show what design can do. This is a locking tool, as you can see. You cannot close this Phillips, and you can see the way that they did this. See if I can get this to focus. They just used this little 90 on the end of the spring to pop down into a little groove on the back of the tools. Can you see this little groove right there? That 90 goes right down into that groove, and it effectively locks the tool in, and that tool will not close on you. Now, the way to close the tool is to simply open up another tool and it will let it close. It's genius. I mean, it's just so simple, it's great. But yeah, if y'all have a chance to get any of these original Super Tools, they're excellent multi-tools, and I like them a lot. If you can live without one hand opening, you'll really like these Super Tools. Next, let's take a look at a lighter. This right here is a Zippo. This was one of the street brass lighters, and it had the coating on it. Those ones they sell for $10. Took the coating off and polished it up a little bit. I've got a Zippo bit safe in this one. This works really nice. Really a cool little doodad, and it's useful also. I worked on this one a lot, adjusting it, trying to get a nice loud click out of it, and I think I was successful. But that right there is a pretty neat Zippo. It's starting to get a good patina on it also. Let's take a look at another case knife. This is one I haven't had too long. I did a video about it recently on the channel. Because I haven't had it too long, I've been carrying it a whole lot. This is a 2024 case 75 pattern large Stockman. This one is in stainless steel. I like cases stainless. I've had extremely good experiences with it when I do my cut tests and stuff like that. This one has the amber bone. Beautiful knife. I've looked for a 75 for a long time, and I finally traded for this one. It's classic. That's one way to describe it. It's built heavy, and it's a classic. So that's one I've been carrying a lot lately. Another case that I really like and I found at a pawn shop and restored is this folding hunter right here. This is a 2020 model, as you can see right there. And it had some surface rust on the blade that I was able to just wipe right off. But it needed a little bit of work and needed a whole lot of sharpening. So I did some work on this one and got it cleaned up. And it's a really neat knife. It's not one I carry a whole lot because it's so big, but it's really cool. This here is their wood. I believe they put epoxy in that wood to stabilize it, if I remember right. But this has the as ground blades, and it's in case of stainless. Drop it right there. Get everything lined back up. But nevertheless, it's a great knife, and it's a big, heavy-duty knife. That's for sure. Let's look at another multi-tool. This one right here is the Leatherman Bond. I've been doing a lot of videos on this Bond because, in my opinion, it is an excellent EDC multi-tool. Now, if you're carrying your multi-tool on your waist, you can go with the Wave or the Surge or the Super Tool or any of the others. But when you're talking about just throwing it in your pocket, say you're not planning on doing a whole lot of work, but you want to have something with you, that's where this Bond is special. It's easier to just throw in your pocket. It's again the box style like this Super Tool, so you don't have stuff sticking out that'll poke you or gouge you, and so it's more comfortable in the pocket. But yet when you open it up, you have a great plier head on it. Super sturdy, looks good, and you can see this really reminds me of the old Super Tool, although it's smaller. It's the size of the original PST. Look at the lines on it. They're very similar. But one of the things that makes the Bond excellent is how wide you can open the plier jaws. See if I can illustrate this on this camera effectively. Can you see that? The Bond on the right can open wider than the Super Tool on the left. That's really interesting. Also, I saw a representative for Leatherman. Well, he's one of their engineers. He said that the pliers on the Bond are stronger than pliers on the Super Tool 300 and the Leatherman Surge. And evidently it's because of that cutout where that they have put in a replaceable wire cutter in the new ones. He said that this is a stronger head. So not only does it open wider, according to him at least, it's stronger. If you look at the pivot right in the center there, you can see the pivot is a lot larger on the Bond here on the right. But the Bond doesn't have as many tools as the Super Tool. It's not as big of a tool, and it doesn't have any locking tools. But it does have really strong back springs. So the tools pop into place good and strong, and you do not have to worry about them folding up on you. You got your knife blade. I love that knife blade. It'll shave when it came. It was so sharp. It's an excellent shape and easy to resharpen. You've got your great 3D Phillips can bottle opener and wire stripper there. On the other side, you got your large flat blade, your medium flat blade, and your awl with a sewing eye in it there. Then you're going to have your file and your lanyard ring. And usually this is all I need, when I'm out and about doing something. And the Bond is easy to carry. It's got what I need on it, and it's the cheapest full-size Leatherman, I believe, coming in at $59. Got the 25-year warranty. This is an excellent tool, and I really like it a lot. I'm usually carrying a regular knife on me, so it's not a big deal whether it's one hand opening or not. It really doesn't affect a lot in my personal usage. Let's take a look at another lighter here. This is a Zippo Slim. This was one that I got that was painted black, and I cleaned the paint off of it, restored it, and got it cleaned up. Got into a lot of work doing that, but it come out good in the end. It's got a few battle scars over the years, a few divots, few dents, but I'm just kind of letting it do its thing and patina up now. But I really like this little lighter. That's one of my favorites. Let's go back and look at a few knives again. This right here is a classic Case Sodbuster Jr. It's got the as ground stainless blade on it. You can see it says Sodbuster Jr. right there on it. This was 2024, made in December of 2024. Stainless steel 2137. These are such great EDC knives. Just these black synthetic ones don't get the love they deserve. They're just excellent. They feel great in the hand. They're comfortable in the pocket. And they're affordable when it comes to American-made knives. You're not going to get much under $40, and you can get these for $34, $35 generally. Just excellent little knives. When we did the Sodbuster Jr. Challenge, I had just got that one, and it was the one I used more than any of the others. Another case knife here. This is an pocket-worn red bone trapper. Just a beautiful, beautiful knife. It's a work of art. It really is. Got that beautiful corncob jig on it. Mirror polished stainless blades. This is a 2024. I'd found this one at a pawn shop that is a case dealer, and they had just an excellent buy on it. And so I had picked that one up. This right here is an 1978 case sleeve board, mother of pearl, stainless blades. I thought it was beautiful. I took a chance on this one. I had ordered it on eBay. The pictures were really bad that had been taken, and it looked like the blades were damaged on it, but it was just fingerprints and oil that had caused the camera to make the blade look funny. But this is a really beautiful little knife. I like these old mother of pearl knives. But this is the 079 sleeve board. I have a video of unboxing this one and what it looked like after I got it cleaned up. But this one is certainly one of my favorites. The mail lost it when it was on the way, and I won't say it had me in a panic, but I was kind of upset because you can't just go out and buy a brand new 1978 mother of pearl sleeve board. They don't make those anymore. Let's take a look at another multi-tool. And this is the original Leatherman PST. This is excellent. Very similar to the Bond. Better in some ways, inferior in others, I believe, but a great multi-tool. Can't go wrong carrying this. It's a little lighter than the Bond. It's coming in at, I believe this one is 5.25 ounces, if I remember right. As for your tools, you're going to get your large flat blade, your medium flat blade. You're getting an awl, and you're getting your knife blade. Again, this is the box style multi-tool. This is the original that Tim Leatherman marketed. You're going to have your file, your Phillips, your small flathead, and your bottle/can opener. Again, that's the original PST. I picked that up at a pawn shop. It's funny, but all these Leathermans that I'm showing today, all except for one I picked up at the same pawn shop and came from the same guy that had traded them in. And the Bond is the only one I've bought new. I much prefer to buy my tools and my knives used and fix them up, clean them up. Next we have this red bone peanut. I've always liked the case peanut, like the red bone, and this one is just a gorgeous little knife. It's amazing what you can do, what craftsmen can do with some bone, some metal, some bone, some stainless steel, some brass, some nickel silver, some dye, and some glue in it. Just a beautiful, beautiful little knife. Certainly one of my favorites, that's for sure. Trying to keep these from glaring here on the camera. Next, I've got this yellow full-size case Sodbuster. This is just an excellent knife. We've got a great patina on this knife. Got the great yellow handle. Reminds me of a banana, the size and the shape of it. It's comfortable in the hand. It's just a great knife. Anybody who's a knife collector needs to have a full-size case sodbuster, in my opinion. Just a great knife. Next, we have one of my favorites. This is the only the only small metal knife on this table, I reckon. This is a Mikhov Rebecca. You know, it doesn't have any bone or synthetic on this one. It's just alloy and steel. This is the Mikhov Rebecca fish knife. You can get this very affordably. It's under $10, shipped to your door. And they make these in the Czech Republic. It's a really nice little knife. I like this one a whole lot. Let's see here. We're getting down here. We're almost done. This case razor. The bone on this. The razor. Look at this. This, to me, is one of the most beautiful knives ever made by Case. Just look, or made by any company for that matter. I would say it's got to be one of the top 10 most beautiful knives. If you look at that blade shape and the polish on it, you look at the bolster, you look at that blue handle, you look at the badge, the way that the blue is in the bone and the jigging, it's just so wonderful. The action on this knife, it's got amazing action. Excellent half stops. This knife is just so wonderful. That was a gift from my dad for my birthday, and it's special to me for that reason. One more lighter. This one right here was orange when I bought it, and I did a video on removing the orange and buffing this up to a high mirror polish. Got the Zippo butane insert in it right now, so that's pretty nice. We've got one case left and one multi-tool left. We'll look at the multi-tool first. This is the Leatherman Surge. Again, it's a bigger brother to the Wave in a sense. You got your locking, one hand outside accessible blade, your serrated blade, and your regular blade. One thing different is you do have a T-shank adapter, so you can switch out your saw or knife blade on the Surge. And you also get this large pair of scissors, which is really nice, and I like it. This one has the replaceable cutters, the replaceable wire cutters. You're going to have your bottle / can opener / wire stripper and your bit driver right here with your flathead and your Phillips. On the other side over here, you're going to get a medium flat blade, a full size, well, a really large flat blade / pry bar, and getting it all with a sewing eye. You also got your wire crimper and a hard wire cutter here in the pivot. This is a big, heavy-duty multi-tool, and if you're planning on doing a lot of work, this multi-tool is certainly a great option for you, I would say. Trying to get these so they don't glare too much. And then lastly, we're going to finish out with one that will always be one of my favorites, the little yellow Delrin peanut. I still remember going and picking this one up at the hardware store. You can see the patina I've got on it. This is the old CV steel. This is a 21 yellow peanut. The blades are thinner from the spine to the edge on this knife than a lot of other peanuts. I don't know why. I bought it new. And the blades have a slightly different shape. But it certainly is one of my favorites. And that's for sure. I really like this little knife. And it will always be one of my favorites. So these are some of my favorite EDC tools and gadgets here over the past few months. Again, I just wanted to thank you all for watching these videos, for commenting on these videos, and for just being there in the knife community. It's really nice to have other people to talk to who share the same hobby as you. You know, this stuff really just doesn't matter. It's just something to do for fun and to do something to enjoy. So much in life is so big, so important, and matters so much. It's enjoyable to be able to do something that doesn't matter as much with other people who enjoy it also. If you'll notice, you all know I'm a big proponent of, I like American-made EDC tools. Well, if you'll notice, there's only one thing here that's not made in America, and that is this little Mikhav Rebecca fish knife. But if I was being honest when I talk about my favorite tools, this one would certainly have to be in it, because this is just a great, an absolutely great little knife. Thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all have a good day, and keep your knives sharp.